Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Thursday, January 13th, 2022. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You'll notice right here again, price continues to trade within this distribution that has traded and developed over the last 2+ months. The recent reaction here off the previous year's high, previous quarter's high, and through the quarterly close and yearly close led price almost all the way back to that level we talked about to begin with, which is the previous quarter's midpoint. Didn't quite get that low before bouncing, and we're still inside the range. Obviously, from this strong low, we've gotten a really good buy the dip opportunity for 2-day strength. Now we're inside day holding, and we could see additional strength ahead. We could also begin to see failure, perhaps off of this 47.40 half level right there. That is the key range high, and that is a key pivot. So this is an important zone. That's why price came right to that level yesterday. 1 point within that level and then pulled back. If you start to push through this level again, it opens up some highs. But at the same time, key range high here, very important. A failure or rejection of this level. Perhaps a rejection of the quarterly close from the previous quarter, previous year's close from below could provide another round of weakness. So there could be some weakness that comes into play up here, but as of right now, the uptrend here, the short-term up move that's happened from that pivot low remains intact, and it could lead to at least a push into that previous close for a test ahead. Looking at the NQ, similar price action here, very strong low, a good reversal, great bounce off the low, wiped out some lows there, and we're now seeing a good hold here after yesterday's session. Yesterday gave us kind of a key range and settled within the boundaries of that range the rest of the day, compressing, and we're still seeing that here today with the inside day development. If we continue to hold like this and today closes like that, there could still be, say, a failed new low in the upcoming day that leads to more strength up ahead, and will be something to watch. So overall, this market's still showing short-term strength, but we'll continue to watch here signs for signs of failure. 600 here, 16K rather, could be a level here, 16K to 16.1, kind of like the ES. You have your previous month's midpoint there coming into that level from below. Does it overtake it, or does it fail and push this thing back down? At the moment, everything's flowing to the upside until proven otherwise. Looking at crude oil now, this one's down about 1/3 right now, and has not seen many down days within the up move, especially since that strong low just before the end of the year. That strong low, we had all up days until it got into this range here. 2 little down days within the range, raced higher. 2 little down days, raced higher, and here's another little pullback. So this market remains very bullish. We've mentioned before the 76 level opens up 86, and right now we're still humming higher. Additionally, you can see how that 8-period average continues to come up and provide support from below. We could see another pullback day. But again, that pullback could be followed by strength that leads us to the edge up here near 86 here pretty soon. Once we do get to that edge, there is a potential to see a move back to 76 from 86 as we trade in this range. Very similar to what we've seen over here, where it held 86, it pushed through it, held 76, rallied to 86, failed, and then came back to 76. Same thing could happen again, but right now we're on the flow to the upside here. Looking at Bitcoin here, Bitcoin up about 1/4% right now. We talked about the bounce off of the 40,000 level. 40,000, a tremendous zone here. Again, just only traded below that level briefly before it bounced back. Now, is this the low for a while, or is it just another low within a downtrending channel here, where more weakness could be seen? And that's where we are right now. We're testing that bearish Pima trigger zone here. In a downtrend, it tends to be sold. The bearish Pima trigger zone is sold there. So right now, we're entering that area. at the moment. We entered it yesterday and pulled back to it. We could easily see a push higher into 45 and still see another round of weakness here. So at the moment, still now out of the weeds, but the fact that it did respond off 40K is very good. The next higher low or lower low failure could lead to a very decent bounce up ahead. But one thing we did mention was if we respond off 40K, there could be upwards of a 12K bounce back toward 52 to 53 in the short term. All right, let's take a look now at Ether futures here. This one's down about 1/3 of 1%. Looks very similar to Bitcoin in that it has also responded to a very good round number level, 3,000 here, briefly below that level before bouncing back to 3,400. So it was almost a 500 point bounce there. And overall, the downtrend here remains intact. You can see the bearish Pima trigger zone here coming into play right now. And we could still see this zone rejected for new lows up ahead. But again, this is a decent little zone here. It's the previous quarter's low. Nice rejection off the previous quarter's low. Nice round number test. It could have gotten a little bit lower to hit a market structure edge, like Bitcoin, for example, hitting that edge at 40K was right on the money. This one fell shy of that level. So do we come down here and get it before we bounce still? Again, the downtrend remains intact. We failed back below 4,000 here, which usually you would drop all the way down to the bottom before you respond. Again, we could still be headed downward before we see a major corrective bounce, and you know, we're still within that range between say 2,750 and 4,000 until proven otherwise here. So overall, still a good market here where, again, if we drop into that 2,750, it's still good. Even if it fails at that market structure, 1,750 has been tremendous support. May not see those levels, but if so, could be an add back point. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the day. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.